Hey everyone, welcome to Room 217 News, your place to find out everything that's going on in our school and in our classroom this week. I hope that you and your family have enjoyed a very restful and relaxing spring break. The weather was absolutely perfect. I don't think we could have asked for better weather. And I hope that you just took some time to, rest and rejuvenate and are ready to come back and finish this school year strong because we're really close to the end. Coming up this week in our classroom on Wednesday of this week, 4/14, are spring pictures. So make sure you send your child in their best. Spring pictures are taken this coming Wednesday, and there will be no makeup day. So it's super important that if you want your child's picture to be taken, that they're definitely at school on Wednesday and that they're in their best because there will be no makeup days. And then finally this week on Friday, 4/16, we would like students to wear their college gear, college colors, anything related to a college or university. This week in our school and in our classroom, we're going to be highlighting different colleges and universities around the nation, and particularly in North Carolina. Students are going to get a virtual tour of UNC Wilmington and learn about various colleges, both universities and community colleges that they can attend in North Carolina. I wanted to give you a little bit of previews into what's coming up next in our school, and that starts with 4/20. That is a Tuesday. On 4/20, we are starting a math game night, and the fun thing about this is it's going to be at your house, and you're kind of doing it with your family. We're going to send home like math kits with you, with a game and a treat, and you're going to have the opportunity to play this math game with your family at home during that week. And we would love to see those pictures when that happens. And so that is starting on 4/20. So be on the lookout for those things coming home soon. On 4/23, which is a Friday, we are going to be celebrating Career Day, and we would like students to dress like their future career, what their future goals and ambitions are. So on 4/23, which is not this coming Friday, but the next Friday, we would like to see their future careers, and that day we're going to be highlighting various staff members and their families in our school that have either had a previous career or their family member has a really cool career that we would like to talk about. So that'll be a fun week coming up, not this coming week, but the next week. And then finally, also on 4/23 that Friday, the final progress report for the year will go home for the fourth 9 weeks, meaning that we will be halfway through that grading period. And so more information will come about that next Sunday in Room 217 News, but I just wanted to give you a little heads up that that is coming in a few weeks. All right, everyone, up next is our Superhero of the Week wheel, where we're going to find out who this week's Superhero of the Week is. A big congratulations to the fish, and the fish is Angel. Angel is a new student to our classroom. He came to us from Miss Shalava, but he is doing such a great job and trying so very hard and getting all of his work done, and he has just really done a great job transitioning into our classroom from Miss Shalava's class, and I'm super glad that he is in our class. So big congrats to Angel for being this week's Superhero of the Week. All right, everyone, coming up next is Curriculum Corner, where we're going to talk about everything that's happening in our classroom, and it's actually kind of cool. Every subject is going to be different this week, so make sure to listen carefully to know what your child's going to be learning this coming week. Hi everyone, welcome to Curriculum Corner. This week in math, we are done with fractions and we are moving on to measurement. And this week we're going to be focusing on length measurement. So students will be learning how to measure things by their length using various tools such as rulers, yardsticks, tape measures, and just learning about when to use some tools and units of measure and when others might be more appropriate. And we'll also be looking at measurement word problems this coming week. In reading, we are on our final week of poetry, but we're going to be doing a poet study on two very famous poets. So at the beginning of the week, students will be learning and dissecting works by Shel Silverstein, and then by the end of the week, we will be transitioning into works by the very famous poet, Mr. Langston Hughes. So I'm looking forward to reading biographies and looking at different works of poetry by these two very famous poets. That had very different works, and that's another thing that we're going to be doing, is looking at how their poetry is different and how it might be the same. So that's reading. In writing, we are kicking off our biographies unit. By the end of this unit, students are going to have researched and produced a biography, but this week we're going to be just focusing on reading a few famous biographies that are geared towards children, and I think that we'll have a really fun time just dissecting what makes a biography, and what authors do in order to make their biographies, great. And then finally, we are moving away from science, which we were doing biomes, and we're moving into social studies, and we're going to be looking at economics. And in economics, we're going to look at two main areas this week. We're going to look at supply and demand and consumer and producers. So we're going to be looking at how supply and demand is affected by the region and by the season, and also how producers and consumers are affected by that location and season as well. And then we're going to really be diving in deep to what are some things that North Carolina are famous for producing and consuming, and then what are some things that might be in high demand here in our local area. So we're really going to be focusing on region and how that affects supply and demand and producers and consumers. So it's going to be a really fun week, just looking at a brand new topic of economics, and I think it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns in addition to what you heard in this week's broadcast, please reach out to me. If not, we'll see you right back here next week for another episode of Room 217 News.